Hello, I'm Scott King, and I'm here with Bob and Boot. Today we are going to do a walkthrough on how to get the Vidmaster annual achievement in Halo 3. The achievement description is slightly misleading. To get it, it says that you simply have to beat a level in Halo 3 during a co-op player game with all 4 players ending the match on a ghost. So the trick of this is that you have to beat the final level of Halo 3 from start to finish on Legendary with the Iron Skull turned on. The Iron Skull is a real pain in the ass because it's the one where if one player dies, everyone respawns at the last checkpoint. This becomes a huge hassle when trying to get through the final level. So I guess the first thing you want to do is go ahead and get 4 people in a room, double check that the Iron Skull's turned on, double check that you're playing Legendary, and then go ahead and get started. There are a few tricks you can use to make this level easier. For example, when you get to the giant tower, you can glitch past the process of climbing it. Simply have a player grenade jump twice and then walk to the top of the tower. Or if you don't have anyone good enough to grenade jump, you could simply have one person boost another one into the right place. Once you have someone at the top of the map, you can simply relax while the monitor's minions clear out the flood. Of course, for those of you who aren't at the top, this can get very boring. I recommend teabagging to pass the time. Once all the flood has been killed, have your guy at the top of the map jump down so that the NPC can open the door. Rush forward, and when the screen gets all shaky, the guys at the bottom of the map will respawn. What you want to do from here is move forward to the big boss, who is beyond easy to beat. His only real attack that might cause you problems is that he pushes you off the edge. This is really easy to prevent. All you have to do is stand in the door cavity and jump up and down. Then at some point, the NPC will hit the monitor with a laser. Once that happens, rush forward, grab weapons, and pretty much just own him. After you do kill the monitor, you're going to end up turning back around and leaving the base. When you get outside, move to your left, not the left on the screen, because left on the screen would really be right for you, because it has to do with camera right, camera left, whatever, I'm talking to myself, it really doesn't matter. Basically, look where I'm pointing, yes, right there, that's where the ghosts are going to be. However, instead of just hopping on the ghost and, rushing forward, your best bet is to go ahead and kill off all the flying things, and then to kill the flood that are across the canyon, because both enemies are a pain to maneuver around, and I promise you, you'll end up falling off the edges. So once you do have all the enemies killed, carefully, like literally, very carefully, make your way across the ledge. Once you have all 4 players at the big door, have 1 or maybe 2 of you run forward, be bait for the enemy, draw them back, and then kill them off. From there, you pretty much just rush forward and you get to the second half of the level.
Come on, Spartan.
Now, the second half is where things get both crazy and frustrating. There are no glitches, there are no cheats. In fact, I really only have like 2 simple tricks. The first is to make sure that whoever you have in lead has the proper route memorized. So what they can do is, before you actually go and try to get the achievement, have someone play the level on easy and start halfway through the match, and just have them memorize which way to go. It really is important. If you don't have someone doing this, trust me, you'll be dying so much it really won't matter, because eventually you'll all have the proper route memorized. But just to make it easier, this is something you can do. The other really important thing you have to keep in mind when doing the ghost is that you have to stay close. What happens is that if you guys aren't close enough, the ground starts to fall away, and it just makes it impossible for everyone to reach the end of the map. And then, of course, once you die, you respawn to the last checkpoint. Although the second half of the level is annoying, it can be a lot of fun. I mean, you have random splatters, random crazy jumps, you hit debris, explode, you do tons of crazy things. Like, when we did it, at one point we collided, I fell off, and I was freaking surfing the ghost for like a good minute. But eventually, you do reach the end of the level, so don't get too mad or too pissed off. Just try to enjoy it and have fun. Now, when you do get to the very end, only one of you has to make the big jump. I know this for a fact because when we did it, I actually died right like a second before Bob made the jump, and I still got the achievement. Also, after you beat it, don't stress or fret if the achievement doesn't pop up right away. Ours didn't show up until we got back to the lobby. So there you go. That's a basic walkthrough. Hopefully it's a few hints that might help you out. It really isn't that hard to get the achievement. Just make sure that, one, you have people who can actually work together without bitching or crying or being little girls. And try to have some fun when doing this, because if not, it could really tear you down and be stressful and upsetting. Alright, peace out.